So today I'm reviewing this Kiesel Delos, and I actually have had the guitar for almost 2 years now, and the reason I haven't done a review before was honestly the first year I wasn't so happy and actually looked to sell it, which now in hindsight I'm very happy I didn't do, because obviously the guitar is still here. I will get back to the reason why I almost sold it and why I kept it. First, I will go through the complete review of this guitar. I will do it in different sections. You can see here on my right hand side which the sections will be. I will timestamp everything so you can just jump to the section which interests you. And then at the end I will have a conclusion. I'm also trying out a new system where we give points for each section, that just to have some kind of reference in the review. So this is a Kiesel Delos, the hip shot bridge, and all the body. The color is the copper penny metallic. That is now the Philip McKnight's signature color. It's a clear gloss finish, 6-string GT headstock this is called, and the headstock is color matched to the body. It's a maple neck with a regular tang oil finish at the back side, and this is the standard size, not the thin and not the thickest one. There's the ebony fretboard, and the logo is white, and as well as the knobs, volume and tone, they are also white. You have Dunlop strap locks, white pearl lock pickguard. The only custom thing I actually done with this guitar is the control layout, where I have moved the volume knob more far away from the bridge. And for the fit and finish, this guitar is, in my opinion, as good as it can be. I can't see any, here it's, it sits perfectly. No gap. It looks very, precise. And the color, it's very hard to get the color on camera, but it is a beautiful color from this side. And the headstock looks like this here, with shine on it. So for the fit and finish, I can only give 5 out of 5. If you like pretty guitars, the tuners, they are looking like this. Locking tuners, and I must say I'm no tuner expert, but they feel very sturdy. I know if they help the whole tune, but the guitar, it's very well in tune all the time. It's very easy to change strings. I like locking tuners basically for it's very convenient. So, and I haven't found any issues with these tuners. So these will also get 5 out of 5, easily. The neck is a little bit more interesting. It's very comfortable feeling. It's a tang oil neck here, and the neck is actually the reason why I wasn't so happy in the beginning, because it's pretty wide, and it's neck or like the fretboard, but the neck feels very wide here. And this is of course the downside with Keisel, that you can't try it out before you buy. It were a lot more wider than I had anticipated. So that basically made it very hard for me to bond with the guitar for the first year. But of course, as I have still kept with the guitar, now I'm used to it. I think it's not my favorite neck, but it feels very nice to play. It's very smooth on the hand. I'm so used to it now. So if I bought another Kiesel, I would probably try the thinner option, I think. But overall it's a good neck. So for the points for the first year, it would have been like a 2 out of 5. Now it's more like 4 out of 5, because it feels very nice. It's very straight. It hasn't moved like one bit since I got it. I haven't need to change the truss rod, anything. It's like it stays in place like a rock. So it feels very, very sturdy and like a very quality neck. Then the fretboard, it's a ebony fretboard. So it looks very nice. it was pretty dry when I got it, but it's very easy to oil that, so very happy about that. The fret ends are, I think, very good. It's not, I've tried some Ibanez Prestige in the shop, and those were better, I think. You can, if you feel like here, you can hear it. They are not perfect, but they are not uncomfortable. So it doesn't hurt my hand or something like that. But I think the biggest pro for this is they haven't moved a bit since I got them. I have it 2 years. They're like exactly the same as when I got them. So the overall feeling with the fret ends and like neck in general is that it's very sturdy and high quality. So again, the fret ends are pretty good, not perfect, and I haven't had any issues with buzzing frets, so they're all very quite level. I tried it at 2. So for points, I will give them a 4, a weak 4, but still a 4. Not prestige perfect, but still very good. Then the pickups, I think the pickups was a beryllium and a lithium, and they are good, I think. But for me, I'm probably too much a novice of a guitarist, but I think that it's so much the sum so much depending on which amp you play and which IR, if you go the digital route, or if you have a cab like here. They affect the sound so much more. So for me, I can get any tone I can even dream of. If I go to the digital world, I think regardless of the pickups, there are pretty low noise in them, so that's a good point. And I think they sound good, but are they the best pickups? I'm not a pickup expert. They work fine. I have no troubles with them, and if I want to change the sound, I just change the amp or the IR, and these give me no issues. So no, that's a pretty good I think point to have. Humbuckers we are not in the way, so I would give them a 4 out of 5. But again, I think it's pretty hard to set a value or a point on pickups because they're just like one part of the change, one part of the chain. But I can really recommend to have this chrome pickup cover. They look great. So I think for the weight, this is pretty heavy. I tried to weigh it before. It was weighing 2 liters, so it didn't get a value on my scale. But I tried to weigh myself, then the guitar, and the difference was 3.5 kilos. So that's, I think, pretty good. It's about like 7 pounds, a little bit more. But this feels pretty heavy. If you compare to this one here, this feels like half the weight. It is so easy. And I don't know if it's the components or the wood or the the finish that makes it a little bit heavier. But I don't mind heavy, but just be aware that this has some weight to it, a little bit more than I expected before. For the balance, if I sit like this, it sits in the same place. So I think the balance is very, very, very good. So for the points, I will give this a 4 out of 5. It's very good, but a little bit heavier, so be aware of that when you buy one. Then lastly, in this review, I just wanted to discuss a little bit about the price. I think if you live in the States, they are very competitive. The quality is very, very good for a custom instrument made in the US. But if you live in Europe, you have to add 30% to that. So, and it's still a good price, but not as good, if you got to get my point. And there are options in Europe, which also make custom instruments for about that amount. But they are not as developed. The builder Keisel are like, I think, world leader for me. So it's so easy and dangerously fun to play around with that builder. So Keisel still has some benefits, even if you live in Europe and have to pay that 30% add-on. So it's hard to give points for the price, I would say price is 5 out of 5 if you live in the States. Live the EU, Europe, it's more like a 4 out of 5. It's still very, very good, but please have that in mind that you have to add almost 30% if you live outside the States. Okay, so for the conclusion, this beautiful guitar get 30 points out of 35, and a lot of those minor points were to personal preference, I think. So, can I recommend this guitar? Yes, I can. It's beautiful, and when it's on my wall, I get compliments on it from guests because I think it looks, it looks very, very pretty, and it sounds great, both in going directly into my computer and using that Tonex. It sounds great, and it's very stable, and I didn't mention before, but it has a 5-way switch, so I can get all the type of tones I want with it. So I can easily recommend it if you have the cash. So in this video I haven't really shown any tones. That will come in the next video, so I will link to that when it is done. With that said, I want to wish you a great day. Play some guitar.